do what you can with what you got, with where you are right now, and then progress.
Agree.
And then progress. And don't lose sight of the meaning of honoring those who have lost their lives. Welcome to Above the Standard, a CrossFit Topside podcast. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Haley, and we'll dive into fitness, healthy habits, and mindset.
We're here to share stories from members, insights from coaches, and strategies to help you level up in the gym and in life.
So chalk your hands, focus your mind, and join us as we strive to live above the standard. We're back.
And we're back. And we're back.
Have you looked at when the last time we recorded a podcast was?
I have not. Did you just look?
No, but it feels like it was months ago.
Yeah, a long time
It
ago.
wasn't months, but definitely a couple of consecutive weeks.
Yeah.
But episode 10, right? This is officially episode 10.
I believe so. I haven't looked.
We're back. We took a little bit of a break for no particular reason other than, like we were talking about before, things were just busy as far as coaching classes and doing other business things. So
yeah,
happy to be back and chatting.
So what have we been up to? Lots of grass cutting now. Weather's getting nicer.
Cutting the grass.
Lots of lacrosse.
What else have we been doing?
How was your Mother's Day?
It was a nice Mother's Day.
Good.
I got a nap in, which was great. I was saying to someone the other day just how the weekends go by so fast, and a lot of that is due to like actually doing nothing on the weekends. Which we were traveling. I traveled the first week in May, went down to North Carolina to visit my sister, and that felt like a bit busy. No, that was last weekend. No, it was 2 weekends ago. It was 2 weekends ago. Because last weekend's Mother's Day. But traveled Saturday to Tuesday, so then that kind of like chopped up the week, and then last weekend just spent some time like relaxing and literally doing nothing, and it was awesome. So
it was nice.
I was happy to get a nap in. Actually, did we nap on Saturday too after we got home?
I don't remember.
I think so. I think we took a little nap, but anytime we can get an afternoon nap in, it's great. We usually try to nap when Kate's napping, so.
Try.
Or at least just like chill. But yeah, we watched a lot of good lacrosse this weekend. I fell asleep during a lot of good lacrosse, and yeah, it was a good weekend. Good Mother's Day.
Sweet. So this episode that we're filming is going to be about the workout called Murph. Very popular workout that occurs on Memorial Day within the CrossFit community, and it is definitely a special workout that happens. And so we just want to talk a little bit more about it, a little bit more about the meaning, why we do it, the background behind it, potentially some ways you could approach it, and then how to prepare for it. So, and kind of how we run it here at our gym so that you can come in ready to go and be successful, whether it's your very first time doing the workout or if you've done it several times at this point, how to just make sure that you're successful with it. So.
Yeah, and I think success is, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but success is more defined as doing something challenging for you on that day, depending on how your body's feeling. Just as, we often talk about with the workouts, just it doesn't have to be exactly what's written on the board. What's a version of it that feels good for you and based on your current status with pull-ups, push-ups, air squats, and running, and what that looks like overall. Because again, the point is not to complete the full workout if that's not where you're at, and the full workout being mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, followed by another mile run. So again, just finding a version of that works best for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And to preface this, neither Haley or I have been a member in the military, but we've learned a lot about this and about the sacrifices that people make in the military through this workout. Which is pretty cool.
And others I would say that we do in the CrossFit space. I think like CrossFit just at its core has a lot of hero workouts that we've done in the past and generally have a tendency to be pretty grueling to honor the lives of people who have served. And Murph is no different.
Yeah, and throughout my personal CrossFit experience, I've met a lot of individuals who have been military members who have taught me a little bit about, again, the sacrifices that these people have made. And it's always an honor for me to participate in one of these workouts.
Yep.
And it's some of my favorites. Just having that secondary meaning behind, I guess that would be the primary meaning, and just having that special meaning behind that particular workout is awesome. And it's special, and there's nothing like it. That feeling you get in the middle when it's really challenging and you just kind of have thoughts racing through your brain. It's something special. So a little bit about the workout. Again, I'm sure you could definitely find some more details either online. I know there's a foundation that you could check out from Michael Murphy, and definitely check those out. Mm-hmm. But basic background is Michael Murphy was a U.S. Navy SEAL. He was an officer, and I believe
lieutenant.
Lieutenant, yes, yep. And he was deployed on Operation Red Wing in Afghanistan back in 2005. His group was compromised, and they ended up getting into a gunfight, a gun battle, and Lieutenant Michael Murphy, was able to extract himself to a compromised position, and call for help. And in that decision, he received some wounds that ultimately ended up taking his life. And he made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our country, and we're super thankful. So Michael Murphy, in his training, he made a workout called body armor, and he wore I believe it was at the time, it was a 16-pound body armor vest that he had, part of his combat gear, and he did running, push-ups, pull-ups, and squats, and it became part of his everyday training that he brought to his military personnel, and it very much became sort of a way they trained. And then in 2005, after Michael Murphy made the ultimate sacrifice and lost his life, Greg Glassman programmed the workout for the first time in a CrossFit setting and brought it to the CrossFit world, and titled it Murph. And so from then on, it was a way to honor him and all of those who lost their lives in the line of duty. And this happens on Memorial Day. Obviously, we recognize not just Michael Murphy, but everyone who's made the ultimate sacrifice. And so that's sort of the meaning and the background behind the workout. And I think that's really important to understand or know a little bit about coming into it, kind of why we're doing this. Because when you look at the workout from an outside perspective, if you don't really know anything about it, it might look really long, really hard, and you might be kind of questioning like why we would be doing something of that nature. So I think having the background is super important to understand.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think to your point that you made earlier, a lot of CrossFit gyms typically do this on Memorial Day. And again, it's just to honor the lives not only of Michael Murphy, but everyone who has given the ultimate sacrifice in the line.
Yeah, and I encourage you to please go do more research on Michael Murphy and his background, and just learn a little bit more about him. Again,
is there a movie?
Yeah, Lone Survivor. So
I thought there was. Yeah,
you could check that out also. I have seen that one a little while ago. But yeah, there is a movie. Is
that exclusively about him or Operation Red Wing? Or?
The whole operation.
Okay.
The whole operation.
Cool.
Yeah. So check that out. Check that out if you want to learn a little bit more. So the workout, if you're unfamiliar with the workout, the RX prescribed version is a 1 mile run, 100 push-ups. Sorry.
Pull-ups.
First day. Just kidding. So if you're unfamiliar, it's a 1 mile run, then you're going to do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then you're going to end with a mile run. So it is a lot. The prescribed version calls for a 20-pound vest for guys, 14-pound vest for ladies. And it usually takes somewhere in the order of like 40 minutes to sometimes a little bit longer than an hour, depending on how you break up some of the movements.
Is the RX version unpartitioned, or is the RX version any version of that middle piece?
That's a great question. I truly don't have the correct answer.
Yeah.
I have heard both.
Yeah, same.
I have done it both ways, but I don't have a good answer for you.
But I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, the way that Michael Murphy used to train or do this workout was a partitioned version or unpartitioned, or do you not know?
I don't know. I don't know one way or the other.
Fair enough.
I've heard both.
Yeah.
So I don't have a good source for that information. But essentially, what Haley's talking about is the work in the middle, the 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats. You can break that up however you want. So you don't have to go in order, meaning you don't have to complete the 100 pull-ups before you complete the 200 squats, before you complete the 300 air squats. You can break it up. And one of the most common ways to do that is rounds of Cindy. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Cindy is another CrossFit benchmark workout that involves rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats. So most people will opt for that option and do 20 rounds of 5, 10, 15 to accumulate their 100, 200, 300 reps. Super popular option, and there's plenty of other ways to do it. But you do have to start and end with the mile run. So it's like a little body weight sandwich. So you're going mile run beginning, mile run at the end. Most people will do Cindy. You could also do 10 rounds of 10, 20, 30. That's another relatively popular one, but I would say slightly more challenging just because the volume is a little bit higher. And then there's plethora. You can just continue to break it down further and further from there. But yeah, what are in the past, what have you done for that middle section?
There was a year that I thought 10, 20, 30 was going to be a good idea. Just because I didn't, like, mentally I had a challenge or a hard time, like, kind of grasping 20 rounds. And so I wanted to do 10, 20, 30. And then I think I got like 2 or 3 rounds into that, and the 10 pull-ups at once was just too high a volume for me. So rounds of Cindy, that 5, 10, 15 has worked really well for me in the past. I will say I've never done it with a weight vest. I've done a weight vest on runs. And then I believe it was 2 years ago that I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I had come in to do it before we ran it here, like, as a class, because classes were full. And I think I was coaching a couple of them. And so it just wasn't going to work out for me to jump into a class. But I had come in to do it, and I went out for my run. I completed the mile with the vest. And we don't have a 14-pound vest. We just have a 20. So I did the run with a 20-pound vest, and then came in and I did, I think, 2 rounds of Cindy with the vest on, and then I just ditched it. So the vest is still on my radar, but that's historically how I've broken up that middle piece. Is generally 5, 10, 15.
Okay.
How about you?
I have done pretty much every variation of what we just said. I've done rounds of Cindy. I've done 10, 20, 30. I like that. I remember when I was doing that particular one, I had to make some adjustments on the fly. The 20 push-ups became a lot towards the later rounds. So I started 10, 20, 30, and then around halfway I switched it to 10, 10, 30, 10. So I did 10 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 30 squats, 10 push-ups. 20 in a row was way too much in the later rounds. So I split it up with the air squats in the middle. And then I kept rolling with that for about the second half of the workout. That was good. You can also do that with Cindy too. So you could do 5, 15 squats, and then 5 push-ups. So you can break up your push-ups. I would recommend that for most athletes who are considering doing the full volume of work, just because the push-ups for me and for most people that I've seen and experienced, just that's what goes first.
I think the big
it's hard to
challenge
maintain that volume.
I agree with that. And I think the big challenge is then you go right from push-ups into pull-ups versus having like a little bit of an extended break. But
I guess it depends on how you feel with pull-ups.
Yeah.
Pull-ups is a strength of mine.
Yeah.
So I can go from push-ups right into pull-ups and it's fine.
Right.
But if you're someone who's like, pull-ups are something you're working on, I could see how that would be potentially challenging.
Super fatiguing.
I've also done it straight through. So I've done unpartitioned 100, 200, 300 without breaking it up. That is grueling.
Yeah.
Grueling. You spend so much time. The pull-ups for me are like not that bad.
Yeah.
I can do that. Push-ups take forever. And then the squats take a long time. And then the squats into the last run is agonizing.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. I love that, the mental fight that you're fighting in your head through the whole time. Like it hurts, but like it's not that like Fran hurt where like your body's like shutting down.
Right.
It's like you can like keep going. You're not gonna fail an air squat.
Right.
You can do another air squat. It's gonna happen. You can shuffle on the run. And it's like you're gonna keep moving and it's just gonna be painful. And it's just kind of withstanding that suck that's happening.
Well, I think there's a big shift that happens too, because a lot of times like we're working between a maximum of like 25 to 30 minute time domain. So like now tacking on an additional potentially 30 minutes onto that, or, you know, you said anywhere between 40 to 70 minutes as like an absolute cap. So tacking an additional 30 to 40 minutes onto that, I think just in general becomes super challenging, where like there could be a point where you're not even halfway and you're 30 minutes into the workout. I think about the EMOM that we just did on Saturday. That was a 30-minute EMOM of like a lot of engine work, and just like having that mental switch where you just kind of like, okay, you shut down, or like you kind of like turn things off because you just need to keep moving. You keep needing to push yourself forward. And the same is true of Murph, where it's just like, okay, it's not going to be quick. And the faster you do this, actually the faster you fatigue. So like find a pace that's sustainable for you. So why don't you talk a little bit about like different ways to attack this as far as like scaling goes, if we're still working on different aspects of this workout?
Yeah, so scaling is going to be super important when it comes to this particular workout. And the whole point of the workout is not to do it RX or not to do it in a certain time or not to wear a vest. Like, understand the meaning behind it, and we want to keep that meaning, and we want to be safe with it.
Yep.
Obviously, as we're doing it, before we get into the scaling, like when I frequently every year we've done it so far. There's just this, you get in the middle and you look around and you become like super thankful and like for the life that you have, that I have, and you start realizing like what a privilege it is to be able to be here in that moment and be uncomfortable.
Yep.
Like what a privilege that is, and that's the point. That's the point. Not your time, not how many rounds you did, not how you broke it up. So just remember that, and definitely scale it and be safe. Be safe, and we'll help you with that. But coming in, the very popular option is to reduce some of the volume. So again, it's no secret that this is a super high volume workout and has potential to leave you very, very sore in the next day or days after that. So especially if you're someone who is still working on running, you fatigue quickly on running, potentially cutting reps in half and the run in half. So instead of making a mile, doing it 800, particularly if you're someone who you know that the mile runs are going to take you between like that 12 and 15 minute mark, if maybe more, maybe consider cutting back a little bit, even at 1200, so that you can finish in a reasonable time and not exceed your current capacity. So cutting the reps back is going to be your first go-to. Obviously, we have biking and rowing options at our gym as well, if that's something that you're interested in, if you're not someone who particularly likes running or running doesn't feel good for you for whatever reason. Then the inside work, there's a lot of different ways we can adjust. In terms of pull-ups, a super good go-to is going to be ring rows. And just in terms of volume, there's a lot of volume. So rings are a good option. At our gym, we have the adjustable pull-up bars. So I love seated pull-ups.
Yep.
Really good option. And then also banded pull-ups. And then in addition, like I said, reducing some of the reps. So there are ways you can make this more manageable for your current ability. Push-ups, like I mentioned, push-ups for me are the very challenging piece of this. And I know it is for majority of the people that do this workout. So push-ups, you're going to want to elevate your hands. Again, we have the adjustable bars, benches, boxes. Elevate your hands up a little bit to change the angle, make it a little bit more manageable. In addition to reducing the reps, we could also do snake push-ups. Are a really good option. So if you're a participant currently in one of our classes, that should be not necessarily new news for you. We frequently adjust to those scaling options as we progress our push-up. So and then air squats is just going to be reducing the volume, making sure that you're doing a volume that is within your current capacity. And so if you're going to have to stop in the middle of your sets, whether it's 5, 10, or 15, you're going to have to stop before you finish the set. I would say that's a pretty good indicator that you should cut your volume back. And we have a pretty good grasp on our athletes in class currently. So if you're listening to this and you know you're coming in and you're not sure how to adjust it, come see one of us and we'll help you out. So
I think something else to add is that we did do Cindy last week in an effort to kind of prepare for Murph and the work or the movements that are involved. So that was intentional for one. And two, like you said, we're recommending scaling options that are familiar options. And so with that being said, we shouldn't be trying anything like brand new in this workout, particularly with the level of volume. It shouldn't be something that you're just like jumping right to, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I've never done this before. Because the recommendation, again, is that the volume is going to be so high that it would be a significant challenge. So I like what you said. And I also think in years past, we've had several athletes complete this workout that's an 800 meter run, and then we do 50, 100, 150, and then another 800 meter run. And again, the point is not to do the workout RX, it's to do something that's challenging for you, that's going to help allow you to finish the workout in the time domain, which again is anywhere between 40 to 70 minutes.
And I don't think, again, you shouldn't necessarily get hung up on what you're doing or what you're not doing, because I could think of CJ comes to mind. CJ has been with us for several years now. He's done Murph with us maybe 3 times.
I think he's done it every year.
So when CJ was here year 1, I remember he did ring rows, and then each year next year he was able to start doing pull-ups, and then next year he did, but not the same volume. Now he's doing higher volume pull-ups in the next year, and if you're someone who's training consistently, you're going to make that progress. But don't overdo it in year 1. If you way overdo it in year 1, you're not going to want to come back the next time. And obviously we'll help you with that. But just do what you can with what you got, with where you are right now, and then progress. And don't lose sight of the meaning of honoring those who have lost their lives. So preparing for Murph, just make sure you're eating the night before, eating the morning of, something small. Don't come in. Definitely don't be fasting before this workout. Bring water, bring some element, electrolytes, maybe a banana. Bring something to fuel yourself with. Make sure you're getting a good night's sleep the night before to the best of your ability. And then anything else you'd want to add to that?
I mean, we're just wrapping up the 800-gram challenge currently, which hopefully for those who are participating is setting a really good foundation to take you into Murph. So there is about a week, because we wrap up on Sunday, so there's about a week gap between the end of the challenge and the beginning, Murph. And so really, again, just to reiterate what you said, fueling with fruits and vegetables first. You don't need anything super heavy as far as like peanut butter or a ton of eggs or cheese or like really dense fat foods. or fattier foods, even though it's a healthy fat, it really just could slow you down a little bit and really not make you feel great. So think about eating something light and hydrating.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have nice weather. I mean, the weather today is beautiful, but we've done it.
We've done it in
rain and shine.
Pouring rain. So whatever happens, we'll get through it. In terms of warm up, if you want to get here a little bit early, if you're doing it at our gym, get here a little bit early, do some stuff on your own. We will do a warm up before we start. So you're not going to go into it cold. Obviously it's a long workout, so it's not going to be like the world's longest warm up. It's going to be an effective warm up, but if you know you're someone who needs something a little extra, maybe come in a little bit early and do that. And then lastly, in terms of gear, you don't really need much gear. If you're someone who likes grips for pull-ups, grips, obviously if you have a vest, bring a vest and you want to wear it, do that. But in terms of other gear you might need, there's nothing super particular.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like to wear running shoes. I prefer to wear running shoes.
Me as well.
But again, up to you what your choice is. We've had plenty of nice days now to get a couple of runs in. So whatever's felt comfortable for you as far as footwear goes is great. Again, just understanding we're doing about 2 miles of running. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to add, or Murph? That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think, I mean, here at the gym, we'll do a cookout afterwards. So if you're a member at CrossFit Topside and want to stick around after the 10:30 class, so right around noontime, we'll have burgers and hot dogs, and we're doing potluck style. So it's been a really fun event for us in the past, and so I'm looking forward to that and just hanging out. It's always a great time to celebrate Memorial Day and just hang out as a gym.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite events. Do a really hard workout and then get together with friends and family and eat some good food and really just spend time together. So if you remember and you need the sign up link for the food, let me know. We'll send it out. I'm going to send out a few more reminders about that, but bring something yummy. Maureen, if you're listening to this, please make your fruit salad. It is being requested. You have to make your fruit salad.
I'm sure you'll also ask her in person.
I will ask her in person as well. But if you're listening to this before I get to you, fruit salad, please. Thank you.
Do you have any particular goals for Murph this year for yourself?
No. I just want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't have
What's
any.
your strategy? Do you have a plan?
I haven't fully come up with it yet. I might do it unpartitioned again.
Yeah.
Just that way it's just so painful and I like that. So I might do that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Cindy. It's been good to me for the past couple of years. There was one year actually when we moved that I did it. I don't know where you were, but I went to the park in Glastonbury and I took Tracker with me. Do you remember this?
Yep, I do remember.
I took Tracker with me and I had a plan to. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but I was gonna do like pull-ups on a tree branch, but then it just
Great plan.
Like actually was really embarrassing that I couldn't do that. But I took Tracker with me. We ran together, and then I like had him next to me while I was doing 5, 10, 15. I did burpees in place of pull-ups. So I did burpees, push-ups, and squats. But that year, I did keep the vest on for the whole time. And burpees with a 20-pound vest was a little crazy.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's uncomfortable.
But yeah, I had plans of doing pull-ups on a tree branch, and I really wasn't that good at pull-ups. It's just, I don't really know what I thought was there. But
good.
Live and learn. So
all right.
I'm excited for it, and it should be good.
Cool. If you're out there and you are not a member of our gym and you are interested in learning more about what we do here, reach out to us. Go to our website, CrossFitTopside.com, fill out the form. You can also reach out to us on Instagram or shoot us an email. So reach out and we will help you figure out where you're at and then progress you. If you are someone who is interested in participating this year in Murph and you want to give it a try, please reach out to us. We will we'll welcome you into our family and it'll be a lot of fun. So thank you and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Above the Standard podcast.
If you found this episode helpful to you, please share it so we can help others in the Central Connecticut area.
For more information or to start your journey, reach out to us on social media or visit CrossFitTopside.com.
Until next time, keep striving to live above the standard.